Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Pony Montana, and in this video, we're going to be going over a little adjustment that you guys can do to make your match coverage even better than it is already. Now, before I get into it, if you guys could do me the favor of liking the video, subscribing if you are new, and commenting anything down below in the comment section. It doesn't matter what it is, or just comment FTA if you don't have anything to say, because it's for the algorithm and it helps push these videos out to more and more people. I apologize for the way I sound. I am still sick, but the videos got to continue. Daily uploads. I love y'all. Appreciate the support, and that's why I keep doing what I do. Now, today we're gonna make your match coverage a little bit better in Madden 23, and this is probably gonna work in other games as well, and it's gonna work in other formations. But today I'm gonna be talking about dime normal because I posted a blitz yesterday. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out. I posted a blitz yesterday on dime normal, and it's a universal blitz, which means you can run it out of any formation, and you're gonna get pressure and you're gonna confuse your opponents a lot. What we're gonna be talking about today is only gonna confuse your opponents even more. Now, before I do anything, what you're gonna want to do is go into your coaching adjustments, and you're gonna want to turn on match coverage. Now, I run this defense base with my defense base aligned, but you want match coverage on. Now, granted, I do want to make sure you guys know that if you start changing these up and then leaving the match coverage stuff, this sometimes changes back to default. So make sure that once you change this, you're not changing your match anymore, because once that happens, you see how this changed back to default. Your coaching adjustments sometimes mess up, so I'm gonna need you guys to make sure that you guys are setting your stuff up perfectly. As you can see, it changed back to default, so I'm just gonna back out from there, and it should be the same. All right, cool. So cover 4 palms is going to be the main play, or you can call cover 4 quarters. I like palms because it's harder to beat over the top. The safety assignments pretty much they cater to guarding the deep pass more than they do in cover 4 quarters. Cover 4 quarters is kind of easier to beat. So I was adjusting between the two. So I posted this blitz, and then I go on ahead and I stream, and I end up winning a Super Bowl running the blitz that I posted. And to me, once I do that, that means that I posted a good video, and obviously for me, it's sort of like a fact check. Now, the way that I won isn't just by blitzing. It's by running match coverage, because it's one of the main reasons why I chose dime normal, is because it has cover 4 palms and cover 4 quarters. Now, in this video, we're going to call cover 4 palms because it does a very good job at guarding routes that are going over the top. Now, when you're on offense, one of the main things that kind of destroy you on offense a lot of the times, and I'm going to go ahead and move I'm going to go ahead and move the ball to the right side real quick. One of the main things that destroy you if you guys are running match coverage are kind of like those underneath routes, those check routes. So one thing that I like to do as soon as I come out is I like to play very passive, and I explain this in my ebook. If you guys are Twitch subs, you guys might have seen it already, but I explain how passive to be in the first drive of the game to see how your opponent plays. And match coverage is one of the best defenses to do that with. I come out in a regular cover 4 with 0 match because I just want them to sit. I just want to see if they're willing to take their check downs, if they know how to move up in the pocket and certain stuff like that, to determine whether they're a decent player or not. Because obviously, not even obviously, but like that's one of the tells to see if someone is good or not, is if they're willing to take their check downs, or not even if they're good, but whether if they're in a rush to win the game or try to score, because a patient person is going to win the game probably 90% of the time, especially if they're willing to take their check downs and things like that. And I know I'm talking, and it's going to be one simple adjustment that you guys are going to be able to do. Now, depending on which hash mark we're on, because that's crucial, we are going to end up putting one of our linemen, and I know it's going to sound weird, but one of our linemen in a hard flat. Now, while everybody else is matching up to a specific person, now I'm not going to do this perfect, but this guy's going to match up here, this guy's going to match up there, this guy's going to match up here, this guy's going to match up either to the running back or to the tight end, and then, they're going to match up accordingly. This guy might match up to the tight end depending on if he's like on a corner route, etc., etc., etc. This little adjustment here is going to throw your opponent off a lot, okay? Because our job is to pretty much guard anything else that is going around underneath, or like any hitch routes that might potentially beat us. And then you have a flat route that is going to sit there and play. It's going to turn this right side, or whatever route or whatever side you have that hard flat on. going to turn it in somewhat of like a hybrid match coverage defense. So once they call hike, you have almost everything guarded. And as you can see, one of the worst things that's always been in Madden is what? The O-line. The O-line, it takes the O-line a little, it's hard for the O-line to block consistently. So if we have everything clamped up on one side, our job is to pretty much guard anything that's on the left side. Now, yes, this guy's in a one-on-one situation, but the best part about this is if you guys have your zone abilities in check, this is going to get knocked out. Now, granted, he might try to aggressive catch us, but we're going for the SWAT in this situation to make sure that we are going to be able to knock that ball out. It's one of the reasons I have so many deep zone KOs. Everybody pretty much that is running has a deep zone KO on. So deep zone KO, deep zone KO, deep zone KO, and deep zone KO. Like everybody on my team has that. And one of the main reasons is if you have a running back that is going out on said route and you're trying to confuse whoever it is that you're playing, you're going to sit there and put that guy in a hard flat. And then your job is to guard pretty much anything else that's coming across the middle of the field. And all of a sudden, you have everything clamped up. And I'll actually show the replay on that because everything is clamped up and jammed up. And this is a meta play, by the way. I'm running a meta play that a lot of people like to run. I'm running literally one of the main plays in everyone's offense if they're running tight offset. The play action play where they sit there and they have something they try to highball ag, and as you can see, you know, the pressure comes in too fast. Now, when someone is trying to adjust and they're trying to be better and they're trying to beat you, one of the things that they start doing is they start adjusting or putting a flat pattern there and start doing stuff like this, where hopefully they try to hit one of those underneath routes. That's no longer going to be the case, because now they have those 5 routes, and our job is to sit there and make sure that the flats are clamped up. And as you can see, by the time anything looks even potentially open, everything is guarded. We have to make sure that we trust our assignment here and make sure that we are putting our hard flat there and not worrying about that flat anymore because we have a person there. Now, this isn't the only formation that you guys could do something similar like this in. You can also do this in dollar. Well, not necessarily dollar. Scratch that. You can do this in nickel over because that does have a quarters. You can do this in nickel 335 if you guys audible to the cub. You guys can sit there and put safeties. You can put safeties in these positions here. So I'm just going to put, let's just put Lawrence Taylor here. So we got Sean Taylor, John Lynch, and LT here. And we're going to make sure that, and this is only for those of you guys that want to run this in this formation. We're going to make sure that we have cover 4 show 2 in our audibles. And then all of a sudden, you guys are going to be able to do this out of this formation as well. So let's call the same play. And you're going to audible into cover 4 show 2. And all of a sudden, you have everybody in coverage pretty much. Now, in this situation, our hard flat's going to be on that right side. But the best thing about this is you can actually spread your linebackers to make it a little bit easier for that guy to go out. Now, granted, he can't spread because he's already at the furthest that he could possibly spread. And then all of a sudden now you have your 3-man rush and then your hard flat out there and everything is clamped up and nothing is open, especially that left side. So again, your main goal is to make sure that your right side or the opposite side of wherever you put that hard flat is going to guard whatever it is that you guys are trying to guard. Now, one thing that you guys can also do is if you guys are putting this guy in a hard flat, whichever quarter that you have out there, you can switch him to a curl flat. You can put him on a vert hook. You can put him on something that doesn't have to do with guarding the flats because you already have these 2 guys that are going to end up matching up on people that are not in that area. So again, we're running. Our flats are guarded. And as you can see, now we have a guy here to guard the little hitch. Now, I'm actually going to show the replay on that, and that's going to be the end of the video because this is a deep dive into how defenses are ran and confuse people. Now, granted, again, I do want to say these guys are open. Not open, but they have a man on them. I'm not shading any way. I'm not going up and down. I'm not shading any which way to make sure that these guys are being clamped up. I just know that I have my deep zone KOs out there, and I'm going to make sure that these guys end up pretty much knocking the ball out because we're going for swats. This is a very, very deep throw for the quarterback, and we're going to go for swats. It's not going to be an easy and just an easy touchdown. It never is, especially if you're playing Madden Ultimate Team with good players. But again, the flat route on this side clamped up while we have a flat pattern here. a hard flat, and then we have a hook here that's going to confuse your opponents a lot. And again, you can go crazy with the adjustment that you make with your slot cornerback whenever you guys are running something like this, because your slot cornerback can go into a bluff blitz, which puts him in 3-rec sometimes. I don't know what he's in right now, but he's in a bluff blitz right now, which means he's going to fake like he's blitzing, and then he's going to go back and play coverage. So again, these are just weird little quirky things that you guys could do to make your match defense 10 times better and 10 times more confusing for whoever it is that you guys are running. I initially intended this video to be like 3 minutes long, and I ended up talking up a storm about different kinds of coverages. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. And I keep trying to make these videos short because I am sick, and here I am, and it's about to go on the 11-minute mark. That's it for the video. Put a hard flat there and adjust accordingly, because your match coverage could be 10 times more dangerous than you might be allowing it to be. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video, man. My name is Pony Montana. If you guys are struggling with anything, leave it down in the comment section, and I'll try to find something for anybody who is struggling. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.